Hey there everyone, this is Harrison from Coffee House and I'm back with some more tea. So today I've got I always say I've got a special tea, but they all are all special to me. But this one is right out the gate, I'm just gonna say it's my favorite Houjicha I've ever tried. It's called Nazuna, and it's grown in the Yame region, and it is also produced there as well, roasted and everything. It is made with about 5 cultivars, 4 of which are very rare and native to the Yame region. So it's generally going to be used in this and another tea called Houjicha. And Houjicha is a tea that is it's very similar to Chinese green tea. It's still going to have a lot of the characteristics that you're going to find in your standard Japanese green teas like sencha, gyokuro, etc. But it's rather than rolled and steamed, it's pan fried, very similar to the oxidation process that you'd find in, again, Chinese green tea. And it is very nice. But this is made from the stems of that. So, the thing that makes this so nice is that it's got that kind of energy that you'd find from a gyokuro or a nicer, higher quality Japanese tea, but it's also still got that roasty element. So rather than it being like, late harvest roasted stems from, lesser quality teas, it is a very high quality tea and no waste at that. So it's something that, I really like to see on, just a consumer end, being able to understand that every aspect of this was done well. Every aspect of this is just something of immense quality. But again, I mean, this for the whole team at Coffee House here, I can say that this is one that we all equally love and cherish together. And whenever we're just hanging around at work, there's always somebody throughout the day who's just like, hey, can we make some of that Houjicha? So this is what's left after this video is going to be going to them. But let's get to brewing it. So I'm using 3 grams here for 100 mils. And I'm going to do 2 steeps like I normally do in these videos. So this tea is grown by a farmer that we also have a couple different teas from. His name is Kai Tetsuya. And he has a very amazing attention to detail when it comes to creating blends. Especially utilizing lots of different cultivars to be able to kind of maintain and curate a really nice flavor. And with this Houjicha specifically, which again, something that's roasted, you expect it to kind of take the natural flavor out of it. It kind of becomes a whole new thing. But this one particularly, it keeps a lot of it. It's not like what you normally expect in a Houjicha where it's gonna be a lot of just like roasty flavors, kind of marshmallowy, just toasty in general. This has an incredible amount of depth to it. And oh, my timer didn't go. Well, either way, I'm gonna be pulling this one for about 2 minutes. So we'll be chatting for a second anyway. But in general, just to continue where I had left off, a lot of those roasty notes kind of can take over what is there before, which works, and that's what makes Houjicha so special. Is that very much at any level is Houjicha. You taste it and you're like, oh yeah, this is exactly what this is, and that's why this is a tea that is so treasured here, especially in America, because people know it and love it by just how cozy and warm it is. But this one, while it maintains all of that and keeps a lot of those chocolatey kind of notes, it just has a depth to it that is hard to put into words. But when we start drinking this first steep here, I'll be able to explain more in detail what I'm talking about. But again, yeah, Houjicha is something that I have been enjoying my whole life. I've been drinking it since I was actually 6 years old. My dad and I used to drink it together. There's nothing like a nice twig tea. That's for sure. Especially when it comes to be it after dinner, something like that. Houjicha is perfect because you don't have to worry about the caffeine content that you would with most Japanese green teas. That is being I mean, today particularly, I've had plenty of matcha, and I needed something to calm down. So this is going to be a perfect tea for that. So because you still got some of the aspects of theanine that exist in there, so it is calming. You know, but that's, you know, again, just one of the many, many reasons why Houjicha is loved by so many. But all right, so here we go. So this is steep number 1. Well, something I neglected to say initially is I'm rolling this at 192 degrees rather than a full boil. Houjicha, you can absolutely take up to full boil, no problem. You know, like I mentioned, you know, in some other videos that, you know, with some oolongs or some black teas, I don't like to go full boil. Houjichas, I do too. But this one particularly, because of a lot of the nuances that exist in it, I like to pull it a little bit sooner than full boil. You know, like I said, like 192, 195 is absolutely perfect. Even 200, super perfect for this tea. But there's also, again, there's nothing wrong with boiling it. I just like to find some of the, you know, kind of smaller notes in there. So, okay, so the aroma alone, here I'll get both the stems and the tea. So the tea is exactly what you'd expect from, you know, any Houjicha. It's got a nice depth, you know, chocolatey notes, roasted, toasted rice, which is a lot of things that I'm also going to be expecting to get flavor-wise. But something that I find very nice about specifically the stems is you get a very nice, like, tobacco-y leather kind of notes in there too. You know, it's almost like, I mean, I wish I could just like wear this as a perfume almost. It's just so fragrant and such an incredible smell. But also, yeah, I also get like cinnamon and, you know, just a few other things going on there too that are just very nice, very comfortable. But anyway, you probably want me to taste this, don't you? Okay, so there's never going to be a time when I take this sip and don't get excited, but this is so good. Super smooth. You know, something that I find with a lot of, especially like cheaper Houjichas that you find in, you know, grocery stores, that kind of stuff, is there is a bitterness. It's not unpleasant, but there is an overtone of just intense roastiness. This does not have that. It is very smooth. You know, the Maillard reaction that's kind of going on in there is something that is very consistent. It's not like you're getting this bite up front and then, you know, just kind of like this kind of, yeah, like I guess like a leather note that just kind of lingers to the point where you're kind of like, I want this to go away. This just doesn't have that. It stays just as long as it needs to. And that's something that I really appreciate about this tea a lot, is it, you know, especially if you're having dessert or especially if you're, you know, hanging out with friends late at night or something. It's not like you're going to be having conversation after drinking this tea and like be like hours later be like, man, I just can't get the taste of that Houjicha out of my mouth, which sometimes can happen. This tea, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It just comes, it provides you with a nice sweetness too, which is something that not all of them will have. But again, like I mentioned about Kai-san, the producer, the way in which he collects these different cultivars together really even out this tea very much. And, you know, I don't know if you can see in there, I'll bring it close to the camera, but this is not light roasted Houjicha. You know, I'm going to be doing a video later comparing a light roasted Houjicha to this Houjicha in particular, but this is very developed, and that's something that, like, you know, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is going to be an intense Houjicha, but no, it's very, very smooth, and this is a very common thing that I bring up with a lot of teas from Yame, is that it's just, you know, I don't want to say drinkable as a cop-out, but it is truly just something that you can just enjoy. There's no setbacks. There's no elements that make you go, man, you know, like this is good, but I can't have this all the time. This is just so consistent. I drink this multiple times a week, if not every day, some weeks. You know, so if you are a Houjicha enjoyer, you gotta try this Houjicha. And if you are new to the world of Houjicha, you might as well just start right here because, again, I have not had a Houjicha that I have liked better than this, and I've probably had more Houjicha than I have had any other type of tea just because of how long I've been drinking it. But you know what? While we're here, we might as well go in for a second steep. I'm gonna pull this one at a singular minute rather than 2 minutes because, again, we've already got, you know, we've already got a lot out of the tea, but Houjicha, I can steep Houjicha up to 7+ times and still get a lot out of it. So you can kind of go as long as you want with the second steep, but I always like just a minute. So But yeah, something that comes through in this tea a lot too, as I'm still just sipping on this first steep, is a lot of almost like kind of like when I talked about the subtle sweetness that exists there, it's almost like marshmallows. You know, it's very, it feels very plush as you're drinking it. You know, the dryness that comes through, not too intense, and that sweetness that pairs with it. It's just, yeah, it's very cozy. It's kind of like not just a marshmallow, but a marshmallow with the stick cooked over the fire. You know, it's just got the perfect kind of golden brown taste to it. So, all right, we've reached our minute perfectly, and we're gonna go in. So, actually, just with the second steep, something I neglected to talk about the first time around is the color. It's just so nice, kind of, you know, like on the deeper end of golden, you know, almost kind of like, you know, bronze. It's a beautiful, beautiful tea. But yeah, absolutely perfect. The second steep, the marshmallow kind of end just really comes out even more. You know, very pillowy. It's just wonderful, and very thin body too, and that's something that to be brought up with this as well, and that's one of the reasons that it's also very nice too is that it's not a very heavy experience to drink. You know, it's very easy, very light, and it's something to be enjoyed not just alone, but with, you know, many loved ones. You'll be able to have a conversation and also not be stuck staying up too late at night. But either way, if you guys have any comments or questions or anything, you please feel free to leave a comment, reach out to us through our website. I would be so happy to reply to anything that you may have. But this tea will be on our website, and it will be on our website for as long as we can get it. It's something that we all very much appreciate here. So again, my name is Harrison from Coffee House, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening.